Please share to keep these stories alive. So once there was a young woman, and she was deep in contemplation, but she needed some questions answered. So she went to her grandmother. She said, "Grandmother, how does one be happy? What makes one happy?" The grandmother smiled at her and asked her, "Well, what do you think?" "Well, I think if you're safe, you have loved ones, if you have food and water and shelter and your needs are taken care of, then you can be happy." The grandmother said, and she beckoned the granddaughter to follow her, and they went for a walk. Soon they reached the outskirts of the village, and the old woman went to the side and opened a door, and when they went in, they were in a large chicken coop. She said, "Granddaughter, look at these chickens. Do they have shelter?" "Yes." "And they have plenty of room, right?" "Yes, they do." "And they're fed and they're watered." "And they have the rooster, so they have their family, their love. Do they lay eggs? They have children?" "Yes, well, some of them do." "Yes. And do you think they're happy?" And as the granddaughter sat there and looked at the chickens within the coop, she began to think. And the grandmother said, "Come with me," shutting the door behind her. And they kept walking. And soon they got to a field. And in that field were more chickens. And they were running freely, playing with each other, the chicks following the mothers, the rooster out guarding them. But it was wide and it was open. And she says, "Granddaughter, look at these chickens. They don't have the safety, nor do they have the shelter. They must feed themselves. They must protect themselves. There is risk here, is there not?" "Well, yes, we lose many chickens." "But look at them. Are they happy?" And as the granddaughter looked at the chickens, running and playing and scratching in the field, guarding and looking everywhere, making sure there were no predators coming, she thought, "Grandmother, yes, I think these chickens are happier." "And why do you think that?" "Well, because even though they must care for themselves and there is risk, they are free." "Yes, granddaughter, yes." I think this story is important for these times because we must find our own conditions for happiness. Our basic needs being taken care of does not necessarily bring happiness. Safety and security does not necessarily bring happiness. It is the freedom to make our own way, to walk our own path. It is the freedom to make choices for ourselves, the freedom in our minds of how we think and who we get to choose to be. Sometimes staying within our zone of comfort is just a trap full of expectations and fear and walls. Yes, the needs are provided for, but when we live our life just finding a way to meet our basic needs, afraid to push outside of our comfort zone because of the risk, because of the fear, do we deny ourselves that happiness? Do we find ourselves trapped within the confines of a relationship, paying for our bills and our home? I see this often, even with extremely wealthy people. They have anything and everything that you could possibly want in their lives. Partner, family, beautiful home, money in the bank, the ability to travel, and yet they're not happy. Because once they have all these things, then they have to keep those things. They have more to lose. And I know others that have very little. Very little. They've come to a place where as long as I get to be me, God has always met my needs. And I believe the divine has always met your needs, because if not, you wouldn't have this machine in your hands watching this video. You wouldn't be alive. You wouldn't be here if you weren't really safe, if your needs had not been met. I love this story because happiness at the end of the day is a choice. Sometimes I struggle with it because how can I be happy when there's so many problems? I have so many things to do. I have so many things I still have to heal. How can I be happy with all the problems that exist? Coming to the realization that, why can't it be both? Can I have problems and still be happy? Can I need to make more money and take care of finances and still be happy? Can I have contention and problems in relationships and in health and still be happy? And the answer is yeah, absolutely. Why not? I do what I can to keep myself out of the things that bring pain and fear and displeasure. I can't control those things. All I can control is the way that I think. And when I control the way that I think, I control the way that I feel. I don't have control over anything else. I can't. It's too big. Doesn't mean I'm small, doesn't mean I'm weak. We have to feel our feelings, because our feelings are our guidance system. All the negative ones are telling you that whatever the belief is, whatever the thought, whatever the narrative is, it's out of alignment. All the good ones are there to tell you you're on the right path. This aligns with you. This feels good. So there's goodness in it for you. And we are not all going to match in our needs and our desires and happiness. But I do know this. I have spent most of my life setting conditions on my happiness. I'll be happy when the car is paid for. I'll be happy when the bills are paid. I'll be happy when I have X amount of money in the car. I'll be happy when my kids are happy. I'll be happy when my partner understands me and I feel safe in his love. I'll be happy when I'm successful, when I'm seen, when I can make an impact. You know what that does at the unconscious level? It means that I am telling myself that until these conditions are met, I cannot be happy. And I don't know about you, but I think it's time we start stripping these conditions off, letting them go and getting rid of them. All our conditions for love, all our conditions for happiness, even our conditions for peace. Because if I am always waiting for conditions to be met, then I am always waiting for my freedom and to feel the way I want to feel in this life that I've been gifted with. So much love, relatives. And I would encourage you to choose to be a free-range chicken. Step outside your comfort zone. Go against some of those old fearful beliefs so that you can fully and truly live your life. Have a beautiful day.